Hey, what up guys, this is Power Mushroom. I'm coming to you with a video. This video is I want to talk about a topic that's been kind of going around lately, and it's been mostly about the, what do you call it? It's been about a topic that I think that there's a lot of room for discussion in this topic. Granted, this topic is, you can talk about this topic for hours, and at this point, I mean, like, it's just, I kind of see where everybody's coming from, and the topic is, what's the point of video game consoles? And this topic started, I think, on ReviewTechUSA's channel. Then I saw HappyConsoleGamer. Then I saw Nomdee. Then I saw Spoons talk about it. Then, you know, a lot of people are talking about this, and I kind of want to give my input. Normally, I would write in comment sections, but then it's just like, why not just make a video? Because really, I could write a paragraph about this thing. And so I kind of want to give my opinion about this and what is the point of consoles. And I mean, normally I would say that consoles are much more simpler. You know, they were at one point in time, yeah, consoles were just. It was easy, you know, you bring home your console, you plug in your console, and you play games. And normally games were very exclusive heavy, like specifically in the PlayStation 2, GameCube, and Xbox era, they were really heavy on exclusives. Then 360, PS3, and then the Wii. The Wii came out, and okay, let's just talk about PS3 and Xbox. They were really heavy, like they were fighting it out. They were duking it out with some really hardcore exclusives, but then towards the end of the lifespan, or I say towards the middle, maybe more towards the middle, you started seeing games come out on PC and Xbox 360 and then the PlayStation 3, and it was just kind of like, you know, like PC gaming was still kind of like, that's when it started emerging. It was just kind of like, hey, we're right here. And then Steam happened. I know Steam happened a little before that, but Steam just made it much more simpler, and then there was it made it real easy for people who were developing games just to kind of put their games out there. And then you started seeing really heavy Let's Play channels like Mark. I remember when Markiplier was just starting out, I saw him, me and my friend, we caught him like at freaking 17,000 subscribers, along with, there's another guy he played with, I can't remember his name, it sucks because Yami Mosh, he was playing with Yami Mosh, then PewDiePie, he was playing games on there and everything. And it just kind of blew up this whole PC thing because, I mean, YouTubers kind of helped bring out the PC thing, like, started happening, but then games started coming out and they were just a lot more fun. It was a lot more fun, and it's just, because like on consoles, you start seeing really heavy first-person shooters. That was it. That's all you got for the console. It's just first-person shooter games. You really didn't have any more platforming games. You had no 2D side-scrolling games, and it just, that's how it worked. You know, you didn't see a lot of those things, but then towards the end of the console lifespans, we got like games like Super Meat Boy, Mega Man 9 and 10, and it was just, I mean, it was really cool. But now, you're not really seeing a lot of exclusives anymore. Really, the only person who's holding, well, the only people that are holding up right now is Nintendo. PlayStation, they're doing pretty good for themselves. Like, they've had a lot of great exclusives come out, so I can still see the value in that. But then, like, Xbox, I mean, really is just kind of, they're falling way behind. I mean, I'm sorry guys, but I mean, like, I love Xbox, but it's just, they're not what they used to be. They're not pushing out anything that good. And if they push out an exclusive now, you can see it's just coming on like a Windows home computer for PC gamers, and it's just like, might as well just buy a PC at this point, because anything that's exclusive on the Xbox is probably going to be moved like strictly over to the PC or the Windows PC, and it's just, I mean, it's not strictly moved over, but you know, it's going to be available there, and it would be much more simpler to get a PC. And at this point, like, I still see the point of getting a console right now. More specifically, let's talk about PlayStation and Xbox, because Nintendo, they have their own thing going on, and they're doing fantastic with themselves, and Nintendo, you keep it up. And I agree with Nomdee in his video. He talked about that he doesn't really see any console exclusives from Nintendo like moving to PC, and I kind of agree with him. But then I kind of like, maybe there's a possibility they might show interest in the future, but I highly doubt it. So I'm right there with him. I highly doubt it. But you saw on Nintendo, they're showing interest in the mobile market, and if anything, I can kind of see Nintendo's like, hey, like, let's kind of jump. Let's put like one game on Steam or something. Let's put like one game here and see how that does. So I feel like those really subtly, like, just kind of dip their toe in the water, just kind of see how it feels and see how it goes from there. I feel like that will probably happen in the way like I'm talking like future, but I don't see it happening anytime soon. But as far as Xbox and PlayStation and that I'm concerned with is that their consoles are already outdated. The PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, it's already outdated. Even the PlayStation Pro already is outdated. Like, that was fast. Those consoles have been out for a few years. Think about it. We're talking like, let's talk about like the Super Nintendo, the 64, the original PlayStation, the PlayStation 2, the original Xbox. Those consoles lasted at least 6 years each. And you know, even then, you'd still have games come out. Even after the next generation started, you still have games come out, but they were still high quality games. And it was just, you know, they still got some attention. Not to mention the PlayStation 2, that thing lasted for, I think it was a good 10 years before they stopped production on the PlayStation 2, which was fantastic. And then it's just, but during the time, the PC couldn't top the PlayStation. It couldn't top the Xbox. At the time, it was just kind of like, Nomdee was talking about a game that he would try to install, and you know, it would kind of reboot on PC when you'd play PC games. I can agree with him right there. When I played PC games, I'd play games like maybe like Fallout. I tried other games, you know, like you know, you had RuneScape and stuff like that was like kind of free to play, but you had other games that come out on like, you know, Fallout, the Witcher. You had, I mean, I say Witcher, but I've never played Witcher. But you know, games like Final Fantasy 7 on PC. That one I can be right there. But it's just, when you'd get through those games and you'd like try installing discs, or back then, if you were in the 90s, like I said, you had floppy disks. Sometimes you had problems with installing, or sometimes the program wouldn't run smoothly, or sometimes your computer just was not compatible with whatever you were trying to run. And it's just like, at that time, you were kind of like, oh well, it's simpler, just go buy a, you know, a PlayStation 2 or a GameCube, and your games would come complete. Like, there would be no update. If there was a glitch in the game, it was there forever. But normally, there were no game-breaking glitches at the time. Like, that would never happen. And you just bring it home, you'd play it, and you'd have fun. You'd play with some friends and stuff, and it was real simpler. It was a simpler time. And not to mention, games would, we didn't have Steam back then. Back then, indie developers kind of have to show you their first impressions with the game that came out. And a good example of this is Defenders for the GameCube. That game, I don't know why I don't make a sequel. It was a decent shooting game. It was like a shoot 'em up space game, almost like Star Fox, but you know, people who made games like that, you know, you're never going to hear of a Defenders game now, because I mean, I don't know what happened to the company. I should probably do research on that, but it's games like those, they would just like pop up. And you know, I talk about games like Samurai Zun and the Samurai Gunman, and it's just like I said, you had a lot of games that were just kind of one-time pop-ups, and that was it. Same thing with Steam right now. Granted, there's no more disc-based games; it's all digital. But you know, indie developers are popping up, and they're showing what they can do with these brand new games. Sometimes it's just a one-man show. Some guy will just go and develop a game, and he'll pop it up on Steam, and all of a sudden it just blows up like that because some YouTubers start playing it, or someone gets a hold of it and they start telling their friends about it. And that's how it's working now. It's all digital, and I can see I'm getting a little off topic, but I can see that now that having a PC, it's a lot more, it could be more affordable in a way. Like, you buy a PC and you can upgrade it yourself, you can personalize it yourself, but now you're starting to see people like companies like Alienware, they just throw out a PC at Best Buy, or sometimes you go to Best Buy and they'll have a different PC just built right from the start, and it'll just be right there. Or if you guys have a Fry's, an electronics store, they'll have PCs that are just built for gaming, or PCs that are built to run these things and have awesome specs. And you can see that Xbox and PlayStation, they tried catching up with that, and they tried developing like a console that can do 4K. They tried developing a console that can do now they're really trying to do 4K 60 frames a second, and it's just like they should have been already. Not to like sound like real like I don't know how do I put it, but I mean, like, Xbox and PlayStation, they should have already been there at 60 frames a second. That was the whole point of jumping to the next console generation. They're having trouble running 60 frames a second on these games. I don't know if it's because they're not putting enough time into these games, but they're having trouble with it. And on PC, you see everything runs at 60 frames a second. It's easier to develop for a PC than I guess it is to make sure that your game runs on exclusively on one console, I guess. But it's just the PC is showing that it's much more superior than consoles. And at this point, I'm kind of right there with like, I don't see the point of there being consoles. Not like that, but I mean, specifically, I don't see the point of being an Xbox at this point. I really don't. PlayStation, I can still kind of see that they have some exclusives that are really good, but I don't see the point of there being an Xbox at this point, because really you're just jumping straight to Windows platforms, and it's just, there's your games right there for you. It's all right there for you. Like I said, Nintendo's fine. They can do whatever they want right now because they're doing really well with, they got it with the Switch and everything. But as far as Xbox and PlayStation, I can kind of see that probably in the future, we're probably just going to get one more console generation. That's it. I mean, PlayStation, there already hear things popping up about the PlayStation 5 and everything. And it's just, if that's the last console generation, I mean, I'm pretty sure that is, because right now you're just kind of seeing upgrades like PlayStation 4 Pro, Xbox One S, Xbox One X, and it's just, like, that's all you're seeing right now. There's nothing, you're not seeing a next console generation. Like I said, if the PlayStation 5 comes out, that's the last console generation. If anything, I'm pretty sure eventually they'll start developing PCs where everybody can play. I'm pretty sure Steam is going to probably be the main platform that everybody uses, is a Steam. They'll probably use a Steam account, and that's where everybody's going to upload their exclusives. Like I said, right now PlayStation is doing fine. They have a really good lineup of exclusives. I think this year they've done fantastic. Xbox is the one I'm kind of like looking at. I'm like, Microsoft, you're pretty much just going to go to PC. And at that point, when everybody starts jumping to PC, or like probably when people just make their own PCs, because everyone has a different PC. No one's PC is the same. It's just, everyone's going to be making their own PCs, and you're going to start seeing that to where I do think that you'll probably start seeing where everybody's going to eventually jump to PC, or just have one PC and a bunch of developers are going to start making games for that console. And we've seen this before where someone tried it but it failed. I think it was, I want to say it's Panasonic or something. I forgot one company did it. I know it was back in the 90s, where they made a console and they wanted people to just develop exclusively for that console, kind of like a DVD player. You know, you make DVDs and you just, it plays on the DVD, you know, the DVD player. But back then it was, they wanted people to start developing games for this console, and it didn't turn out well, because from what I understand, I believe that it was, the console was a little hard to develop for, and it was just impossible. But it's a lot more easier for people to develop on the PC, and it's just, at this point, like I said, might as well jump to PC. Granted, like, PCs are always going to be better. I'm always going to own my consoles. I love my consoles. There's just something about it where I bring my console home, I can just plug it in, I can play. But then you also have the point where it's just, where you have the issue with storage data, because really at this point, 2 terabytes is not enough. 4 terabytes is not enough. I mean, look, you see my back wall of freaking games, and it's just like, I can't install all those games on my PlayStation. I can't install all those games on my Xbox. I had to go and buy like freaking 10 terabyte hard drive for my Xbox, and then just for my PlayStation 4, I think I installed a 4 terabyte hard drive, and I'm already running out of space. And it's just like, with the PC, you can immediately just install that hard drive right there. It's just, it's a lot easier. At any point in the future, it's all going to come down to the experience and what these games have to offer. That's really what's going to come down to. So if Xbox or Microsoft, or if Microsoft wants to focus on the console, they really got to start stepping up their game with first party exclusives. PlayStation, like I said, they're doing fine, but I worry about them that they're going to be running out. Nintendo, I'm okay with, but it's just like, Nintendo, everyone's going to want to buy a Nintendo console because of the experience. The experience is there on the Switch. You're not going to get the same kind of experience on the Switch as you are on any other console. That it's exclusive to that console. You're not going to experience games like Splatoon, Zelda, Kirby Air Ride. You're not going to experience anything like that. You get a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox specifically, you can experience that on a PC any day. There's nothing special about that console. Like, let's just say Xbox. I'm not trying to bag on Xbox, but I'm just saying that there's nothing special about it right now. Like, tell me one reason I'll buy an Xbox One. What experience am I going to get on an Xbox One that I'm not going to get anywhere else? Something that's worth it. Because I've played Halo a million times. I've played Gears of War a million times. Call of Duty, I can just buy on the freaking PC. And I'm going to experience that like any other console. It's like... there's nothing that... Xbox isn't offering me anything right now that I can experience, you know, only on that console. PlayStation, they have games like Nier Automata, Neo. They got... Well, no, Destiny's coming out on everything, but... Neo, Nier Automata, Horizon Zero Dawn, Persona 5. You have games like those, like Atlas, developing for the PlayStation, and it's just their experiences that you're not going to get anywhere else. It's only exclusive to that console. But it's coming to that point where if they start running out as exclusives, and you know that's it. I mean, really, you have no. There's not going to be any point to buy a console when you can buy a much superior version, which is a PC, and you kind of, you know, upgrade from there. You know, if you get a PC, you know what your PC has. You know that you bring your game home or you buy a game on the PC. You know immediately it's getting to that point where you're already thinking, like, if you have a PC, you know that if a game comes out for it, you know what your PC specs are. You know what your PC can run, and you know what games, you know, you have on the PC. You know, like, what, you know that they're gonna work. You can buy a game and you're gonna be like, all right, I know my PC can run this game at this frames per second. If I want a better experience, I can upgrade it later, but I know for sure my PC will be able to run that game, and that's how it is now. Now it's to the point where we're starting to say that our PCs can run whatever game it is that comes out, and on consoles it's kind of like, oh, I kind of have to upgrade to the PlayStation 4 Pro to run Final Fantasy 15 at this 1080p quality or something like that. It's getting to that point where it's kind of the roles are switched basically back then, and like I said, in some point in the future, I do see that people are probably going to jump to PC. That way, developers can make only, you know, games only for a specific, you know, a PC console. At any point, I could probably see Sony start jumping into the PC market and trying to develop a chip or something. That way, people could start buying their chip products or their, you know, their motherboards or their RAMs. There's a lot of specs. I can go into specs about PC and stuff like all that. I mean, I'm getting tongue twisted because I've been talking so long, but there's a lot of specifics when it comes to making a PC. But like I said, it's a lot more easier. Not to mention the schools are starting to have a lot more IT, a lot of IT classes, and kids are starting to, they're really smart. And not to mention with YouTube, they can make a PC console just like that. But with me, personally, I'm gonna stick to my consoles, but I probably will eventually get a PC up and running eventually when I want to build a ultimate PC, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna have my own. It's gonna look like freaking Battlestar Galactica in my room and everything. The way I'm gonna design my room and everything, and my game room and all that stuff. But hey, when that happens, I'll probably do a tour of it. Who knows, you know? But anyways, I've been rambling on long enough about this topic, and it's just, like I said, it's a topic I can talk about all day. If anything, I want to do a talk show on the PlayStation 4 or like on a streaming on Twitch or something, where I'm just playing a game and I'm just kind of talking. Kind of like what ReviewTechUSA does, but I want to have like a special guest there. So if you guys are interested in like doing a talk show or something, make sure you have a good mic or something that can like just capture your voice, and we can just talk on there while we're streaming. Because I did that the other day with my friend, and we got like 36 viewers watching us. It wasn't that bad, and I really enjoyed it. I got to interact with a lot of people. So if you guys are from that stream and you subscribe to my channel, hey guys, I really do appreciate you guys watching that stream. And but anyways, guys, hey, if you have any opinions on this, there's a comment section below. I'll be sure to leave a link to ReviewTechUSA's video and a bunch of other YouTubers that have done videos on this, because it's a topic, like I said, you can talk about this all day, and I can see it go either way. I just kind of want to give my opinion, because everybody that I've seen kind of do a video on this, I've agreed with a lot of almost everybody's opinion, and it's just, like I said, it's something that there's a lot of ground to cover on this topic. So go away, guys. Not go away, but go and make your video, guys. Go make a video response. Comment below, you know. Anyways, guys, remember, when your guys are gaming, power up.